Hey, what's up YouTube? It's CrabR6. We're doing a little bit of a different video here today. As you probably tell by that title, I'll be listing and evaluating the secondary gadgets on defense. So that includes the shield, the nitro cell, the bulletproof camera, etc. In addition, I'll also be showing you how to play or use those secondary gadgets such as the shield and bulletproof camera and etc. For all the new players that may be coming to Rainbow Six Siege, or even returning players that maybe haven't played in a little bit. So hopefully this video can help you. Yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, starting off our list here, we have the Deployable Shield, which is, in my opinion, the best secondary gadget you can bring on defense. Alright, and you may be asking yourself why. Why does Crab think that the Deployable Shield is the best secondary gadget? Well, for me, the Deployable Shield gives you a plethora of options. And what I mean by options is the ability to extend into different rooms, not just the sight. And you can do this with all the gadgets, really. I mean, barbed wire, proximity mines, etc. But really, the shield allows you to really play and hold down that area. One really good and common example is the basement shield on Oregon in Elbow, right? So you see this a lot all the time in ranks. I mean, honestly, everywhere. Have a shield here, have a smoke plug behind it with the shotgun. Have two ADSs here to get the shield, and then maybe a mute jammer or two for the forest rounds or blitz shields, right? And it allows the smoke to extend into this room here and play behind this cover. If of course, I mean, you could play behind like this little wall, right? But it's a lot easier to get fragged off. I mean, imagine someone's at 1.5 and they're just quick peeking you here, right? All right. In contrary to sitting behind this wall here trying to win your ones, you could just sit right behind this shield here and look through the little glass slits, maybe swing off it with the shotgun, quick peek it on the side here, like that. Throw your smoke canister, sit behind here. So yeah, another great and really common shield, again on the same map, just on a different site here, is an attic, and you play behind this shield, right? What this shield does is allow a player to sit on the little pixel of this doorway and quick peek it off this shield, right? If this shield wasn't here, you're not going to be able to play here. I mean, you can, right? But you're going to get fragged up a lot easier than, let's say, I put the shield a little wrong there, but let's say the hiding behind this cover, the little area here, it's a little mini mirror, just one like that. It adds another layer of defense that the defenders now have to clear it, get rid of it, because now they have to look at this angle, one, another angle right here, another angle back there. Usually there's top white rotates here, or holes here. One there, and you have someone maybe close here, right? So that's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different angles attackers now have to clear before they have to walk in here. Not to mention these attic head holes, right? So shields are a great secondary gadget. Be sure to run them on the right ops. And now it's pretty straightforward, but some of the notable operators that have the shield are Smoke, Alibi, Warden, Frost. I mean, you can go in and check each and every operator for each of what their secondary gadgets are. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you guys get the point. Alright, next up we have Barbed Wire. So the Barbed Wire is a little area gadget that if attackers walk through it, it slows them down and it makes like this pretty distinct noise. And it takes two melee hits to break or an explosive, but it is a really great gadget for every single site, all scenarios, no matter what. Alright, and you're going to want to place your barbed wire on common entry points where attackers come from, just like staircases or like doorways, right? But you want to make sure the barbed wire is in a place that attackers have to expose their body to break. For example, in this clip here on top red stairs. What really makes the barbed wire special to me is that not only the fact that it slows down enemies and it forces them to either break it or walk through it, is the sound cues it gives. It allows defenders to be able to swing right off the information right off the sound cue. Just like in this example, where the smoke hears the Zofia breaking the barbed wire, so he just swings it, right? Easy as that. It also allows for, better map control, because you have information where you normally wouldn't have it. You'll hear either the attackers breaking it, mailing it, or walking through it, right? So it's a great gadget all around, and that's why it takes my number 2 spot. Alright, and this next one might upset some people, right? But in my 3 spot, I'm going to go with the nitro cell. Now, one of the only reasons I say this is because you're not really going to pick a bulletproof camera or a beeper over, you might take impacts over it, just for uncertain scenarios, but you're not gonna really take that over a nitro cell unless, of course, a lot of people on your team have nitro cells and you want to vary your gadget distribution. Not only that, but the ability just to play vertical better. Like for example, Valkyrie and Pulse, their gadgets almost rely on that C4 throw. And not to forget, but it allows you to act on information that maybe your gun can't reach. Like for example, if you're below someone, and I mean the chances of actually floor banging is pretty slim unless you're a pretty skilled player, right? It's easier just to throw up a nitro cell and click one button, and boom, you get an easy kill. Now it's a pretty straightforward gadget. I'm not really gonna get into it. Only tip I would say is do not use it to make rotate holes. Like just use an impact, or use a shotgun, unless you absolutely have to. And also, try to save for late round picks. Very key to the round, and of course C4 and below or C4 in the plan is always a great option too. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, speaking of impacts, next up we have on our list here are the impact grenades. Alright, these impacts come in a pair of balls. Comes with two, so it gives you some options on how to use them. One you could use to make a rotate, other one you could use to impact a down person, or impact an OC shield, or impact a shield op. And the freedom to use these two impacts just makes the gadget overall very versatile. A lot of stuff you can do with this. It's a great gadget, and it comes with a lot of operators. Always a great pick. Alright, and taking the number 5 spot on our list here, it's going to have to be the BulletProof Camera. Alright, the reason why I put this at number 5 is because of the amount of intel operators now. I mean, you've always had Valve, you've always had Pulse. I mean, now you have Solus. There's a lot of intel operators that are already on the board that can pretty much more or less do the same thing. Now also, not to forget that you have Barbed Wire that could be watching that same area, right? But it's still pretty much the same utility you have to burn for the attackers. Now the BulletProof Camera is great. It's a great gadget. I'm not knocking it whatsoever. However, if you are going to use this, really you're going to want to put it in a spot where attackers are unable to melee it easily. What I mean by that is put it somewhere, like say on the server rack, where they have to walk into sight. They open the wall first and walk into sight. Then they can melee it, right? So you want to put it in out of reach spots where attackers also have to expose their body, just like the barbed wire. Alright, and last but definitely not least, we do have the beepers, or aka the proximity mines. Alright, just because the proximity mines are 6 on the list last does not mean the gadget is bad. None of the gadgets on defense are bad at all. The only reason why it's 6 is because there's 6 spots, and it just couldn't beat the BulletProof Camera in my opinion. And the barbed wire, I mean, it has 2 hits, it slows them down, and it's louder than the proximity mines in my opinion. However, the beepers still can be really good, no doubt about it. So how a beeper works is an attacker walks in the area and makes an alarm, and boom, that's pretty it. It's pretty straightforward. Alright, as you saw in that clip there, since they're so small, they can be put in better hiding spots, unlike the barbed wire where it's on the ground. Now, if you place these beepers, you're going to want to place somewhat close to them, so you're able to swing off them, like in this clip here. Being able to swing off that information instantaneously will be able to get you more kills, and that goes for the barbed wire, that goes for beepers, anything. So, ideally, play close to those beepers so you can swing them. Alright, and with that, we see that the Deployable Shield is taking the number 1 spot, followed by the barbed wire, then the nitro cell, then the impact grenades, and then the BulletProof Camera, and then lastly, the beepers. Alright, I think that's going to be the end of the video, unfortunately. If I went into detail for every single gadget, every single spot to put it, or the best spots to put it, it would take forever, and we just don't have enough time for that right now. However, if you have any questions or disagree with me, let me know down in the comments. Also, give me any feedback on this video. It's a different kind of video for me. I'd really appreciate it. And if we enjoy this type of content, let me know. I have a couple more videos planned for y'all. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.